Good morning. We are live. We haven't quit anything. I don't know if yesterday anybody saw that announcement, but we almost quit. We lost the combine. We pretty much lost everything. We gave back our profits. So now today we have to start a new one. We should have quit day trading. Everybody was right. We can't do this. Incorrect. That is not how this game works. That is a false understanding of pretty much how day trading in general works. You're not going to quit just because you fail a combine. If you're really going to be in this game, you are not going to fail just because you're not going to quit because you failed at one combine. One combine doesn't mean anything in the long grand scheme of things. It just basically represents that you gave back profits, you messed up somewhere, and it can serve as a good learning experience. So you can gain some knowledge from exactly where you messed up. You can see exactly what happened, what you did wrong, what you might have done right. And well, I kind of did some stuff wrong at the very end, and that's how we ended up giving back some profits. It happens. I'm not worried about it. This is a new day, new haircut. All those problems, they go away. Just the same way hair grows back on your head. Same thing. But I want to keep something very simple and very short, I guess, if I can kind of say something which is very interesting. I actually got a message from someone telling me that maybe I wasn't trading a combine because they saw that I was putting on some size with the 50K account. Sometimes they saw that I was short like 3 contracts at an area where maybe didn't make sense to him, right? So you got to understand that I take trades based on what I see. I take trades based off what I know and my knowledge. I don't take trades based off what anybody else sees or anything like that, right? So as I say over here, entertainment purposes only. No one should be following what I'm doing, and nobody should be copying any of my trades. Number one, right? But I do trade based on what I know. I trade based on my plan. Very simple. I keep it as simple as that. But so that we are all very clear that we are in a combine account, that we are not just paper trading, right? I mean, I thought this would kind of do it, right? You can see that right there. That's the account number that I'm currently on and trading with Top Step. But if in case you don't believe it, you can see it right here. I'm dragging this page in. So this is exactly my account here. I'm not going to show you my username. You don't need to know none of that stuff, but you can see the account number right here. Oh, where's this? You can see my account number right there, right? S1 March 736 something, whatever, all those numbers there, right? So those numbers you cannot fake. This is from a Top Step account. All right, we're gonna start this combine fresh. We are essentially I'm gonna be showing everything on my entries, on my exits. Again, I'm gonna keep this as transparent as possible. Just because I got that comment, I am gonna keep it very, very transparent today. Again, I'm not trying to bash. I'm not trying to point out any single body, right? I understand it's a small stream, but at the end of the day, I guess if I wasn't transparent enough with the last one, maybe with this one, we could be more transparent. You can see this here. The start date is March 7, right? It's as clear as night and day is, right? Days completed 0. I haven't traded in this account yet, so of course it's going to be 0. Winning days, there is no data. There is absolutely nothing. There's not. This is a fresh combine. That's exactly my point here. So again, I just got that message. I wasn't upset. I was just simply like, well, whatever. I did something that maybe what didn't feel like to certain people was transparent enough, clearly. So just in case that we are not on the same page, that we're trading a combine now, we definitely should be. But you can see that right there. This is our profit target of 3,000. We are going to be essentially trying to finish and reach that goal within the next day or two, if possible. If not, it's not a race. I will be taking my time. I'm not going to be rushing last minute like the last time, and that's how I pretty much gave profits. Like this one, I'm just going to trade like how I normally trade. Which brings me to my last final point of this personal conversation, that I'm going to be taking trades based on what I see and how I typically trade with my XFAs. Because at the end of the day, this is very real, right? I pay money for these things, and I'm going to be essentially taking trades that make sense to me, taking risk where it makes sense. And unfortunately, that's going to mean that I'm going to be doing less trades, right? I can walk through a lot of things that I can see, right? I can maybe take some paper trades just to kind of explain the process of that, right? But again, I am going to be pretty much taking trades where they make sense to me, right? So I'm going to be activating that practice one just to kind of try out some weird things as the market will moves. But again, I will be very clear when I'm in a combine or when I'm in my XFA or when I am in a practice account. This is not fakeable. I cannot fake this. You can see I just activated it live, the practice account, right? You can see here all the practice accounts, they actually start out with practice, March 736. This is the account number, right? Again, I just want to be transparent. I got that message from that person, which I'm not going to say who, obviously the name, but I just want to be more transparent with this next combine that I'm doing. I'm not trading paper money, all right? First of all, I don't even have, like, I'm losing money by not trading my XFAs this week because I wanted to get comfortable with the streams. And I find that I'm getting more comfortable with them, so that's great. I feel a lot better going into them. But I just want to make sure that we're on the same page, that whenever you are practicing on a practice account, you will see the account number, or it starts out with practice. And whenever you are not, you're in a combine, you will be seeing this S1 March with the account number right there. Again, no data displayable yet because we have not traded on it, which we will today. And you can see that account number there. And this is the exact same account that is placed over here. Okay, there's no, you cannot fake that. Like, this is as real as it's going to get. All right. If you don't believe me then, well, then I can't help you there. But anyways, enough with that conversation. I just wanted to keep it very clear, very transparent. All right. Now, lastly, I want to just touch up on the actual charts now. This is exactly why we are here. I am here to make a trade. I am here to make some money, grow this account. I'm going to pull up the hourly chart right here. But basically, yesterday, this was a key area, right? That 24. These levels are going to be in play pretty often until we make a new high, which I think we might be just doing today or tomorrow. I'm not too sure when, but it could come at any point. So be kind of on the... be ready for that. So this 24 failed yesterday as well. Okay, we essentially have another failed attempt at this level. So today is very simple. If we can hover above that, and we can maintain those levels, and we can accept price at above that, this level right here, 24, which is the previous all-time high, we can make a nice run and make new highs today. So again, same thing as exactly what I'm pretty much getting at. Above here, we are going to be essentially probably making new highs. So just be on the lookout for that. But again, we are pretty much right back to the top. And this is the only time that I see a perfect trade for me, right over here. But of course, this happens, and this is what kind of bothers me with the way I trade, that I'm waiting for these levels to flush, right? This was support on that 92 area. You see how we break down and then we reclaim this price pretty quickly? This is essentially a trap. So this now is the trap that must hold. We cannot dip below this level 86 anymore. If we dip below 86, we could potentially break down and start a nice sell, which I will also be looking for that. If it happens, great. If not, well, then we will just continue to do some the next trades. But again, understand that this is my type of setup right here. That's my cup of tea, but we didn't get it on time. I'm looking at to see where we close at. So let me see where we closed at yesterday. Let's see where we could potentially be headed today. So we did leave a gap to that 92 area, which we have not filled during regular hours. We did fill it during the overnight session. As you guys, I mean, it's pretty straightforward, right? We dipped. You can see that 92, right? We flush, we reclaim. But that's kind of my setup. That's my sweet setup that if I see during the day, I want to take it and I want to be heavy long on that area. But unfortunately, hasn't happened during the day for me recently. So no trading for me just yet. I'm going to be very patient. Like I said, it can get boring. So if you want to see some scalpers, maybe do some quick trades in and out and tell you quick better levels, in terms of how you trade inside of a chop range. I have no idea how to do that, so you're probably better off watching somebody else. I mean, that's just my honest opinion. I don't want you to get I don't want you to be here just waiting for me to basically be trading. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. I'm not going to be making stupid trades just because I'm on a stream or because I'm in a combine, right? So I'm going to try to take this a bit more seriously, and I'm going to trade it exactly how I would trade my normal account. That's my basically 2 cents on that. But basically, same idea. This level is now the must hold area. We dip overnight, we reclaim it. So we might have filled this gap potentially already. I'm not too sure if that really counts, but during a regular session, we have not. So we could dip all the way back down to that 92 area and bounce from there. So that could be a bounce area if, of course, we go all the way down there. I have no idea if we will, but that's one of those setups that I'll be waiting for and one of the key levels that I'll be waiting for if we can get there. Right now, we are opening up right over here at the 33, and we close at the 23. So be careful. We could go and fill that 23 quite easily. Sorry, that 13 area quite easily. So I'm going to be maybe considering a long off that area, depending how we bounce from there. And I'm back on schedule. I'm not going to be looking for shorts. Shorts just made me lose money. Looking at the market in a short way is cost me this past 2 days. I'm not going to be doing that. It's ridiculous. I'm just going to be buying longs again. I'm better off at doing that. I understand how I trade. I understand my strategy, so I'm going to be sticking to it. I'm not going to be doing nothing stupid, you could say. I'm not going to try to be trading like somebody that I am not. I can only trade how I've gone to be a funded trader, and that's got me this far. So I can only trade like that. That's how I'll be at my very best. But again, we are at the 34 right now. We could sell back down to the 12 and fill that gap, and this thing could start running. Or we could just continue to squeeze higher. But one thing I'm not going to do is just buy here at 34 just because we're reclaiming this area. It could present a very risky buy at the 24, but we will have to wait and see, right? That 24 level is going to be key. I don't really trust this overnight action. That's pretty much happening right now. We could easily give it all back and descend and make a new low to that 92 area. So I'm going to be waiting patiently. I'm going to be watching patiently. I'm going to take my shots where they need to be taken. So yeah, just like I already said, right? That 24 area is going to be key from yesterday. So I'm going to be waiting, watching. Remember, there's the gap fill potential at the 12. So don't be in a rush just buying this thing yet, even though it looks like we might just be ripping, right? So just be careful. Let me see if there's any news, any numbers that could potentially influence this market. I know there was numbers at 8:30 today. I didn't trade that. I should have, obviously. Could have, would have, should have. Look at that right here, right around 8. We dipped to 21. Boom. Where was 8:30? Oh, somewhere here. Okay. So let's go over those numbers. Initial jobless claims. So technically unemployment jobless were higher than forecasted. Is that a good thing? Probably. So maybe that's why market's rallying. But I don't really trust this push right now that we're having. So I'm going to be waiting. Again, some numbers, just be aware of that. And we do have numbers of Fair Jerome Powell speaking. So that guy's going to be moving the market quite a bit. So be careful. 10 o'clock, it doesn't really matter what that guy says. Whenever he opens his mouth to say anything about the market, it can get pretty volatile. So just be wary of that. All right. So yeah, be careful at 10 o'clock. Basically, that's the main issue with news right now. Be careful with the potential gap fill, which is at the 12. So we're going to actually color this in white. This is our gap fill right here. Well, this is our gap fill that we are potentially going to be filling. I have no idea if we will, but it's right here, the gap fill. All right. My main area where I want to be buying, I made this plan yesterday, and I don't know where the box went, but it was basically right here. Right at that 93 area, which is not looking like we're going to actually get a buy off here now, right? Obviously, that's what happens overnight. Market loves to do these pushes, and that's fine. But like I said, I'm going to be patient today. look at this over here. This is my cup of tea setup. I don't care if people are going to get bored or if anybody tunes in and I haven't made any trade all day. That's fine. I'm going to be streaming probably to like 10, 30, 11 from Monday to Friday. I'm going to be taking maybe 1 or 2 trades per day. Because you got to understand that I know this is a combine. I can get aggressive and buy 5 contracts just to try to pass. But I want to try to pass the right way. And not just that, at the end of the day, bad habits implemented here can potentially harm me into my actual XFA. And once we are in the XFA in this account, you know, we don't want to carry no bad habits, right? I understand my setups. Look at this. This is my cup of tea setup right here. We drop, we trap below a support level. And then from there, that was the ultimate buy of this whole run up. So if you didn't buy there, for me, there's nowhere else to really be buying other than waiting for a pullback right here, right now. And honestly, are you going to convince yourself to be buying right here? Look at this. This is the previous all-time high right here at the 57.75 on that green line. That is our current all-time high. So, I mean, we're so close to it. Can we go to it? Absolutely. But it's a little bit scary to be buying here. I'm not going to lie to you, right? We can definitely run off to that target, but I'm going to be waiting more patiently. I'm going to wait at least for a pullback to that 21 area, 22 area on that blue line I got there on the hourly candle. You can see that. I want to wait for that support to possibly get tested or for us to fill the gap fill and then move on higher because we are opening up with a gap to the upside. The gap currently is, and we didn't really fill this one to be honest, the 90.50. So you can get, you know, just be patient. Wait for, I'm going to wait for my setup. We have that gap fill at 12.50. Again, probably looks like a lot of lines and it looks confusing, but this is a 15-minute time frame. When you narrow all this down to like a simple 2-minute, you can see here, it's basically, you can't see nothing, right? So you got to draw lines where they make sense to you on a big scale, and then you got to narrow things down, right? Like looking at 2-minute, there's absolutely nothing in here, right? So it means I should stay out of it. And once we start heading on lower, I can see my trend lines. At that point, that's when I should be more comfortable taking trades because I've done my homework. I know where my trend lines are at. But again, that's a 15-minute time frame I got pulled up there. So what's going on there? All right. Just be careful. That's what I'm saying. Don't get too hyped up about buying here. We could easily rip. We could easily pull back. Jerome Powell speaking at 10 o'clock, so be careful. And like I said already, I don't know if... I don't want to sound too repetitive, but like I said, I did get an email or a message from somebody saying that I was basically paper trading. I have no idea how I might have given that impression, but this is as real as it's gonna get. I'm not gonna show you my username, but besides that, you have my account number right here. All right, this is a fresh new combine that we are starting. You can see the S1 March, whatever numbers are on there. And you can see this is day 1 of that combine that we purchased yesterday night. So we're trading that today. There's no stats on it, right? There's absolutely nothing I can show you here because it's fresh. So, yeah, I'm not sure why that person might have thought that we were in a paper account, but it's right here. Same account number. It's all there. Same thing, right? Anyways. So I'm going to be waiting. Like I said, this thing could easily rip, could easily dump. I want to be buying possibly that 21 area, possibly, or maybe waiting a little bit for a deeper retracement, at least to fill that gap fill to the 12. And the best, my ultimate shot is going to be that 93. But I'm only looking for buys today. I'm not going to be flexible with shorts. That's how I got into problems and trouble at the last 2 days with the previous combine. So I'm not doing it. The Bulls are in control pretty much all the time. Like, besides that one day where I was averaging in my position and I took that big loss, I think that's kind of what triggered me into the losing mentality, to basically, you know, put on too much size and be looking for shorts. And yeah, like look at that. Even though we're so high, it's still a better buy from here. You would have still been in the green. You would have made money right there, as opposed to looking for a short or trying to pick a top, right? That's what I'm trying to say, that the Bulls, they're in charge of this market. There's no denying it. And I want to stay with the side of the winning team, okay? I played shorts 2 days in a row. I lost on both of them. And it is what it is. Exactly my point right there. I'd rather be on the winning side of the trend. But right now we're at the 40. There's nothing for me to do here. We're a few points off the all-time high. All-time high is a 57.75. Potentially, I know this is going to sound bad, me not wanting to buy here. But what I will say is that if we get to that all-time high at 57, we could maybe take a long at the all-time high, because I've taken some longs where we break the current all-time high and then we just rip like another 10, 20 points easily before we even consider a pullback. So that could be something, right? But again, here at the 40 level, nothing for me, unfortunately. I'm not going to be too excited about buying just yet. And what's funny, actually, I think overnight today, we are officially filling the gap from 2 days ago. Let's go to the regular time frame. You can see this gap that was left here. Oh, we had already kind of filled it, so it's not a big deal. We had already filled it up here. I just remembered about the gap. I wasn't sure if we had filled it or not. Again, don't get scared with those lines there. There we go. Therefore, my viewing only. What a ripper, though. What a ripper overnight. The one day I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stay patient. I'm going to stay patient. I'm not going to be buying. I'm not going to be buying intraday. I'm going to stop doing that. It's the day that this thing just continues to go higher. Of course, I'm on the wrong schedule, but we're going to get on the right schedule now. We're back on the buying side. We're back on the winning team. So it's frustrating. This is the right setup right here. This is the beauty. This is it right there. And it happens at 3:12. 3:12. After that, it's just the uptrend. I mean, this was the action that I wanted to see, right? And then the market will have a reaction of that after this sells below the support level. But I mean, am I really gonna be at 3 in the morning just watching for a candle to flush below a support and then buy it? I don't know. 3:12 is, I'm not awake at that time. But the idea is simple. That was the trap. We are essentially on an uptrend now. We were always in an uptrend. It's just a matter of getting in at the right time. Like I said, I have 3 potential buys, which is going to be the 12, possibly, because that's the gap fill. We closed yesterday over here. So I want to consider a long off there and possibly that 93, and those will be my 2 trades of the day. I'm not going to be over trading. I'm not going to be shorting. I'm not going to be doing nothing stupid. That's how shorting is actually what got me to get back profits with the combine yesterday and the day before. So I'm not doing it anymore. I'm done with it with shorts. They do take a little bit more work to pretty much do them properly. Could any smartass come here right now and tell me you can short here right below the all-time high? Absolutely. But look at this. Are you really gonna tell me that you know that this is gonna be the reversal candle and then all of a sudden we're gonna dump? No, I don't know. I don't know if this will be it. You don't know if this will be it. So don't tell me that this is an obvious short, because we are on a clear uptrend. If in case you haven't noticed, you can see that there. Well, I mean, if that's not an uptrend, I don't know what is, right? But again, I'm gonna wait patiently for those 2 levels to get hit, and then I'm gonna react there with longs. The all-time high right now is 57.75. We are just shy of that. I am not gonna be too excited about buying here right now. Oftentimes with FOMO, you will just buy and then it'll dump on you anyways. So it'll give you a better entry. And remember, Jerome Powell speaking at 10. Whenever that guy opens his mouth, I already said this thing could move up and down quickly. He's the main person for the stock market, right? If you don't know who he is, well, do you Google him? You'll find out. But yeah, that guy, he can have a big influence on the market for sure. it's just such a beauty of an uptrend. And again, learning to spot these is what will keep you in trades for a long time and make you a very profitable trader. These traps are exactly what I love to see. This is exactly what I want to see during the day. But it's not that it never does it, it's that it's rare to see. So you have to be patient for these, right? But these are the setups that I'm looking for. They're the rarest of the market, what it does, because this is basically the start of all trends. This is the beginning of where this action comes into play, right? And I can take you back days and days and days, and it'll be the same thing. And maybe this could be the trap to the upside, right? So we push above the resistance, we break back below it. Maybe it's a good short, but I don't short. I'm not gonna be shorting strength anymore. I'm done with that. That was 2 days, didn't work out. And what's funny is that the first 3 days of the previous combine, pretty much I was buying, and every single buy was in the green. I made like what, 8 trades. There was one losing trade or two, and then that was it. But there were small losing trades. And the moment I started to basically start to short and start to flip on my thinking and my idea, that's the day I get back profits. And then I had 2 losing days with 2 short ideas. So whatever, it happens. Maybe I was too aggressive, lost too much too quick, but you got to understand that I've been in these already for quite a while. I'm comfortable with them, and yeah, it is what it is. So I'm going to be waiting for a pullback. It's almost 9:30. If I didn't buy at the 21, I didn't buy at 3:12 in the morning, I'm not buying here. Could this thing easily rip? Yes, but I'm not buying it there. I am back on Team Bull. I am not going to be on the losing team anymore. No more shorts. If we fail below that 92, below here, maybe there's a short opportunity. But until then, I'm not even going to be... I should delete this short button off here. I'm going to delete these. They should be gone. All they do is make losses. It's so much easier to go along with the trend, and it's so much easier to just be a bull, like buying and just waiting for dips and buying, than it is to be trying to pick tops or trying to decide where the market could potentially reverse. It's just better to buy at support. It is. It's simpler. Can't... Like, imagine you had tried to pick a top here, right? Imagine you try to short there. You would have gotten a little bit of profit, and then it would have just reversed on you. Same thing here. Same thing here. And maybe same thing here, right? According to the trend, it will reverse. So far. Right? Anyways, what I'm saying is that as you look for shorts, as you're trying to pick tops above resistances, you are potentially missing out on the better move, which is the long. So I'm going to be patient. I want to see something happen. I need to see an action with a reaction, something like this, for me to get excited about doing anything. See that? But yesterday, as I said, if we reclaim this 24 area, we are going to be making new highs. And, well, I think we are, for sure. Almost for sure. Nothing's guaranteed in the market. But I think we will. I don't know about today. Maybe it could be after Jerome Powell speaks. Maybe it could be on Thursday evening. Maybe it could be today evening, or it could be tomorrow. But you see that? Look at that. If you had tried to pick top here, you would have been wrecked already. Market is now open in a few seconds, so not yet. And it's already starting to push up. Perfect. Beautiful. I'm going to just let it go because I don't know what to do here. Maybe, like I said, it could present a buying opportunity for me if we break above the all-time high at the 57.75. And then I've seen already many times where we have nice squeezes right after we break the highs. What an unbelievable trade from the bottom down there, though. Unbelievable. Market is now open for business. Place your bet. My bet is we're going to go down before we go up. Does that mean I'm going to short here right now? No. I am not. I am not gonna be trading impulsively. I have my setups. I have my I got my supports, resistances. I know where I need to be buying. Until then, this might be, like I said, a boring stream for some because I'm not going to be trading every single candle. I don't know how to do that. I tried to do it, and that's how we gave back profits. So we're just going to stick to what I know, and that's what got me profitable over time. So I'm going to stick to doing what works for me. And honestly, if you're making more than like 2-3 trades a day, I think you're over trading. But that's what I think because I see it within myself, right? Like my best days, the days that I can just walk away within 5 minutes are going to be when my setup presents itself at open and I can just make a trade, 2 contracts or whatever this, however comfortable I'm feeling, I can go deep as 4 sometimes. And that trade will reward me with profits almost for a whole week. A whole week, just one setup, right? But that's the thing that it's gonna take patience and time waiting for it, and that's what new traders don't quite understand. That they want to make the first move from 40 to 45. See, you could have made $250, right? You could have, you would have, and you could have also lost as well. But that's why I want to wait for my setup. When my setup presents itself, it's much easier to make money, much easier to grow accounts. And again, we're starting off that fresh account, 50,000 in the account. Max loss is 2,000 and target is $3,000. I can't come to the conclusion of buying here. As much as I would love to buy here, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. I have to wait for some form of pullback. I don't think we're just gonna run off higher. Can we do it? Yes. Will I miss it? Yeah. I'm not buying here. No way. No way. Look at this run up overnight though. Wow. Wow. I could have literally bought it any single time. Wow, what a... It happens. But this 87.93 is going to be key, as I already said. We cannot lose this. We cannot go below 87 for almost any reason. We cannot do that. If we do that, this market will sell off pretty good. So we're not trying to do that. We are trying to make new highs. The bulls need to step up at every single support. And first support, it's technically 40, but I'm not buying that. There's no way. There's no way. I like the 26, 21 area and possibly 12. That's for me. 12, again, that would represent a gap fill. So I want to fill the gap. I want to see the market fill the gap, and then I want to take some longs off that area. And look at that. We opened up with this candle here. No, this one right here. And we are in a tight range, right? From that 45 to 39 area. So it could go either way. Again, I think it's going to go lower. Does that mean that I'm going to take a short here? I'm not. I'm not going to fade this train. Like, am I going to really go in front of this train right now and short this thing? No. Does that make it a buy as well for me? No. I'm going to trade how I normally trade, and you guys will see how boring it actually is. Trading is meant to be boring. I understand that I'm streaming. I understand that I should be maybe making some trades so that people can see that you know what you're doing. But what's the difference? What? Like I was thinking about this myself yesterday. What's the point? What is the point about making $250 from here to here or $500 from here to here, risking a lot and not feeling too comfortable in the trade, right? When I can just simply wait for my setup and I can make $1,500 in one setup, right? Again, I knew that from here, I want to see a pullback to get long. I'm not going to short, okay? because I understand that this is a train that I'm not going to be betting against. You're always better off buying with the trend. I'm just not doing it here. I'm not buying here. All right? Very simple. I want to see some price discovery first. If we're really going to hover above this 40 level all day, I want to see this thing push and then pull back and then maybe consolidate around there. That's what I want to see. Until then, I have no trade, unfortunately. I could have bought there. I understand the train's going higher, but the same way I could have bought there, I also could have shorted there. So when I don't have a setup, I'm not touching it. It's better to just stay out of it and wait for my setup to happen. It's going to come. And then the power of the setup will show itself. But don't worry, we are going higher. As I pretty much said, above that 24 area yesterday, I said it, we are going to be making new and fresh highs. All right? Those fresh highs are coming. And then the cycle of the market is going to be on repeat. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, best days to trade. Monday and Tuesday, not for me. Look at that. We're at the 47. Right from that 40 entry. In the matter of 2 minutes and change. Come on. It's just painful overnight how all this goes up. But again, I'm not gonna get emotional about it. I'm just gonna wait for my setup. It's gonna be from now on like this. Probably just sitting, watching, waiting. That's why I usually have music, but it's okay. We can do this like this. No music for now. ES wants new highs for sure. It's just a matter of, can we get a nice dip and then a nice buy of that dip. I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some more water. I want some water. All right, we are back. We got some coffee, actually. So, like I said, it might be a boring streams from now on, but maybe not. Maybe I can talk about some random stuff that doesn't even have to do with related to trading. Because as I've stated before, trading is meant to be a little bit boring, in my opinion. If you feel like you need to be buying every candle, well, I don't know about how profitable you can be long term. You got to understand that I've gone up as to be a profitable trader, not trading every candle, but rather waiting for my setup and taking your shot where you have a pre-planned entry on. That's how you'll actually make more money too. Like from here at open, right? If I've been too excited like I have been recently, I could have bought from here. I would have been taking profit here and I would have had a runner. It would have worked out today, right? It's perfect. But that's how Thursdays and Fridays can be sometimes, right? Any other time it wouldn't have worked out. It would have dumped right on me. And this was a bit of a gamble for me, right? But again, with one setup that is so powerful as the one that I know, I just need to make one trade and I'm over and done with. Okay, look at this setup. This was the setup here at 3:12 in the morning. This is as good as you're going to get a setup of what exactly to represent what I'm trying to explain with traps. This was a key level, 93. Okay, I cannot talk enough about this level. I was taking longs of this level multiple times, like 2 days ago. The point is simple. We flush below the support, and then we come back up. We reclaim this area. You see this? This is exactly what I want to see. You see this on any chart. It's the beginning of all trend moves, and vice versa to the upside. Okay, they're not all shaped the same. Sometimes they could be only a few points. They're not all shaped. Even we have another little small trap here. You can see that support. We flush below, right? You see that's a little trap. They're not always the same. But even if you bought this little trap, it would have still rewarded you with a good trend move, right? Look at right here, right? Same thing. And let's not even discuss what that move generated, right? Like overnight. Look at it. It's the beginning of the trend moves. You need to understand. And this is another beautiful setup here. Right, hovering above a support, we're reclaiming this area. And why did price move like this? Look at where we're at, right above 30. Because 30 and 26 has been very important for the market. That's been the failed breakdown, and that's been also the area that's been key. And when market moves and compresses like this, this is exactly what my eyes are trained to see, and I want to take longs up there. I was not long. I was actually, what was I doing? I don't even know what I was doing. I was talking about something. Or yeah. Anyways, I didn't take it. I was trying to stay disciplined, but unfortunately, whatever. Point is, look, it's still going higher, right? But my idea is a simple one. I want to look for longs. I'm done with shorts. They're hard to play, and they're low probability most of the time. Imagine you've shorted here, right? Boom, you're a genius. You made money. But guess what? Instead of looking for the short, if you simply look for the long at the support, which one do you think would have paid you more? The long or the short? The long, right? Simple to understand that. Right here, if you had shorted up here, right? You made money. You're a genius. Again, but which one do you think would have rewarded you more? So that's my point, that looking for shorts in a market like today, or in a market where we're just trending higher, you are missing out on bigger opportunities. That's my point. The only way I would consider short is if we were to come and start some massive rug pull. All right, we close this gap at 12, and then we basically flush over this trap that happened overnight, and then we start a nice sell-off. Then I want to be short only under here. You got to understand that's how my typical trading works. Below certain levels, I am looking for shorts. Above certain levels, I'm looking for longs. And that's where I messed up the past 2 days. That within a long range, within a range that I should have been looking for longs, I was instead shorting. So that's how I messed up the last 2 days. And I get back those profits. It happens. Shit happens. As I've stated since the open, I don't think we're going to go just straight up to basically the highs at 57. I think we want to pull back, retest that 21, and potentially even fill the gap at 12. And then we can make that push higher. I will have more confidence in that push much better. It's not that I'm waiting for the market to sell so that I can just buy. It's not necessarily just that. Of course, that's what I'm waiting for, but I'm waiting for that because that's the best possible outcome, so that when the market continues to the 57, the new high, it can maintain above it. If that makes sense. Like, look at over here. This, let's go to the regular or whatever, the hourly. So this was the previous high, right? We don't really pull back, okay? We kind of consolidate here, and then we push. There wasn't enough momentum to keep it going, so then it just sells off, and then we start this nice sell, which has been Monday, Tuesday, rinse and repeat. Now we're starting to kind of trickle back above to get back to this all-time high at that 57 area up here, all right? I don't want to just see price continue to go up, because then it gets weaker as it reaches that target, all right? I want to see some more consolidation and then go higher. That's going to always be a better plan. Not just because it is a better plan for me, but because it's better planned for the market. I want to see some tight consolidation around there. Look at what happened the last time when we finally dump and we break above new highs. Look at history. This was the current high. We never really attempted to break it right away as we have with this time around. You can see very clearly this time around, we make the high after breaking out. We consolidate for like what? Basically a day. And then we attempt to push just to dump, right? This looks very different. There hasn't been players trapped. Look at over here. Okay. We made the high. We pull right back. We pull back. Consolidate, consolidate, consolidate. And then we rip right out of this range. And we maintain this high at that point. Consolidate. We attempt a new high. And then we just sell it off. And then that's what's caused this pretty much 2-day consolidation range. So right now I want to just see some more consolidation around here. Around that 23 area, so that we can basically bounce off support with more strength and then go higher, and we will maintain that new high. That's what I think could happen. Could I be wrong on that? Yes. Maybe it's just going to make new highs right now, but I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm not going to be shorting anymore. I'm not going to be doing nothing stupid. And I'm not going to be feeling FOMO at the top up here. You got to understand I have my shots and I'm going to take them where I feel is best. Or until I see a trap. If we bounce right off that 30, we trap, we take out these stops, maybe that could be an entry, but we'll see. But you see right now I could be telling myself, oh, why didn't I buy here? Could have made money, right? Why didn't I short here? Look at it. It dumped. I know the market wants to pull back, I think, right? I just said how I'm waiting for the market to pull back. Does that make it a good short though up there? I don't think so. I think it's just I'm gonna short, get motion involved, and then miss the better buy. So that's why I'm waiting to see if we can flush potentially right below that 30. Maybe we can reclaim it, and then I'll take a buy to go to the new high. I want to ride the train. You want to just get the better entry. Like look at that. We flush all this. We're coming right back to that 40. Nah, I'm not going to be buying 40. Even if we reclaim 40, I won't do it. Trading is meant to be boring, all right? It's not meant to be... you're not supposed to be feeling like you're driving a race car every single morning. Don't do that. As I stated from the open, I want to see a pullback to see a gap fill to that 12. But did we get it right away? No. It pushed higher. I could have made money from there. Could have made money from shorting up here. I don't think like that. And neither should you, I think, to become a long-term profitable trader. All right. I know I'm trading a combine this time around. Like I said, I'm starting with the live streams. I want to start with the combines. They're easier to trade and manage your emotions on them. But I do have XFAs. I'm not going to be trading that here right now. I want to get more comfortable first with this. And I find myself I am actually. Considering from that first time, it's like you do get more comfortable as time goes on with the streams, right? But main thing is I'm going to stop doing stupid things. Right now, I know it's a buy. It's just I'm looking for better ways to get into this train. Okay? Do not short this trend. Don't short this train. It's a train. All right? You're better off looking for buys. Even if you wanted to be risky, look at that. Bounces right from that 33 area of support. Pretty straightforward. This thing could easily start ripping right here, right now. Okay? That's not where I picked my shot from the night before, so that's why I'm not going to be doing it. Good morning. Good morning. You already shorted. Hey, I don't know where you shorted, but if you shorted up here, congratulations. You must have caught a nice move. So me, I won't do it. I'm not gonna fade this train. No way. I've shorted the past 2 days. That's how I get back my profits. I am done looking for shorts. I'm going back to my old way of being, which is the way of making money. The first 3 days in that combine, I was $150 shy from basically just freaking passing that thing. And then I go short the next day and I do a bunch of dumb things inside of this range. This is the ranges that are going to kill you right here. As good as simple as it looks to make money, it is not. It is nothing but a trap zone in here. We could easily rip. We could easily dump. It's a 50-50. it kicked you out, then kept on going down. I don't know if you broke even or stopped you out, but you do gotta be a little bit flexible with those stops, right? So I don't know where you shorted, but assuming, okay, let me see if I can kind of go a little bit over this. Like I said, I'm not gonna be trading in this level. I don't like this range. So maybe that's where I can actually distinguish myself as a streamer, where everybody just wants to make money right away. I want to make money my way. I'm gonna make money on my spots where I've already pre-planned my entries. Okay, 2 trades for me is more than enough. I can make all that 1,500 in one trade, or I can be trying to gamble it up here and down here. Okay, I can make more money just waiting for my setup. The point is, if you were short here, okay, I'm not sure where you shorted, but let's go over this a little bit. Let's assume that this was your area of engagement right here, okay? Your stop should not be anywhere near like here or here. It shouldn't be this tight, like here or here. It should be above these candles, okay? It should always be above a certain resistance, because you can see that we get denied here, right? Well, it should be above there. You need to have some form of basically, I guess, way to look to the left. Don't look to the right because there's nothing there. You need to look to the left. When you look to the left, you will find where you can basically put your stop. On a 2-minute time frame, that would have been it right there, depending where you shorted. So if you shorted here and then you had your stop, or let's assume you shorted here, you had your stop somewhere here, you would have been taken out with this little wick, right? You got to give your trade a little bit of time and space. You see how price is coming back up to this 43 area? There's no way that you should be shorting here and then having your stop right here. This is too weak. This can get broken very easily. You see what I mean? You still would want to have your stop above here. I'm not telling you to short or to do this. I'm simply stating you that if you are going to short, you want to have your stop somewhere where you can see clear resistance, okay? And I don't mean by clear this little wick. This is not enough resistance. This could easily get taken out and then go rolling over lower. Make sense? Like we could easily hit here and then roll over. So don't have your stop here if you are shorting here. You would want your stop up here. So that's why you need to wait for price to reach somewhere closer to here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a trick, okay? You know how you can spot better entries as well? You want to, instead of looking for entries, you want to be looking for your stop. You want to look for where is your stop on a trade, if that makes sense. Don't be looking for entries. Look for stops. Where is your stop? When you can find stops that make sense, you then can find your entry. I was told that, and it completely revolutionized my thinking. I don't know if you're here for that part I just told you, but that is that triggered me to think a lot differently. Like on a 5-minute time frame, you can see here we are coming up to this old resistance here, right? Well, up here, this is the all-time high, 57.75, whatever it is. So if you are shorting here, you're essentially saying that we are going to be getting denied before we get to the all-time high. Which it could work. But unfortunately, not for me. I'm not gonna short this train. You got in at 43. Right before it went up. Okay, yeah, I can see that, yeah. But you see what I mean? Like there? Like 43. Yeah, I wouldn't have known when to have your stop there. On your sell. Let's see where. You did not really see? You can't see there's a heart here on this thing. Yeah, but like I just said, I don't know if you heard that last part I said, but instead of looking for your entries, look for stops. When you know where your stop is supposed to be, like for example, right here, 48. My stop would have to be around that 49. You don't want to just be one tick above it. If the high of this candle is 48, you don't want to be at 48.25. That's not enough. You want to be at least a point buffer. So meaning you want your stop at around 50, give or take, right? Depending how tight you want to be. But your stop should be above previous resistances. You see how I was talking about how if you were looking for a short here, your stop should have not been above this candle here. Your stop shouldn't have been here. You would have been taken out if you were considering a short. Your stop would have to be here because that's better resistance. But going back to my original point, why fade this trade? Why fade this trend? This trend is, this thing wants new highs. So don't fade it. I know it can be very, very tempting to be trading, but I haven't made any trades. I don't care what happens. I'm just waiting for my setup to come on the screen. I'm going to get long, heavy on it, and I can make enough money that it would have been stupid for me to be shorting here, buying here, shorting here, and then looking for another buy somewhere down here. That's right. We all want quick trades, right? And that's exactly how I blew the last 2 days up with the previous combine. Trust me, it's not worth it. The first 3 days on that combine, I did well. I traded like 8 times in total. I lost on 2 of them. And then come Friday, I was shorting and doing all the wrong things, and I just blew it up. So, but what I'm saying is, basically, take it easy. I know that it's hard to wait for entries, but it's better. I've already been trading for a little bit full time, like what, a year and a half, almost 2 years, or something. I don't know, a year and a half, whatever. And like full time, right? I've already lost a lot of money. I've made money. It's broken even, and it's a roller coaster. But the best thing that I can tell any new trader is the simplest thing: take 2 trades where it makes sense to you, and then walk away. Whether those 2 trades are winners or losers, it doesn't matter. You walk away. But I know it's hard to do that because we all just want to make quick trades. We want to make that money, right? So, but you see here, for example, if you were looking for a short, right? Like I told you, don't have your stop above here. It makes no sense. So if you were shorting as this price was continuing to rise, you would have not been taken out yet. Your stop would be up here, right? It's a very risky trade, but it could potentially work if we start to sell off, right? But again, this is where your stop would have to be, right up here. Not here, not here, okay? Not there, not here. It would have to be at least a point for me above there. Does that mean I'm going to take this trade? No. Because I think it's pretty stupid to fade this thing right now. You want to short weakness and you want to buy strength, if that makes sense. Just because price is going higher doesn't mean it's going to reverse here, right? I hope that makes sense. As price continues to rise, you want to buy with it. When price is showing weakness and we're breaking through support, then you want to sell short. But it takes patience and time. I have my pre-planned entries. Like I said, the only way I would consider a long is if we consolidate even further in this range. And then we continue to prove to me that this 33 range is going to basically hold. Well, then I want to take some longs up there, right here. But I want to wait. I'll be right back. I'm going to get water. I only have coffee here and I want water. Okay, we're back. I said yesterday I was on a 2-day water fast. I unfortunately broke. It's hard. Very hard. I was hungry. And then we blew up that combine that day. Well, yesterday. And then my wife pretty much buys a chicken that looks so good. She makes potatoes and rice, homemade, like whatever, not French fries, but she cuts up the potatoes and everything. Really amazing. And then you see your kids just devouring this meal. Are you not gonna eat? And I wanted to drink a beer too, so I'm like, I'm gonna eat. 24 hours is enough. But I did feel a little bit bad about telling myself that I was gonna do it, and I didn't. So, but you see, going back to the trading right here, this is where your stop would have to be for this trade. No less than that. If you're shorting right now, I'm just saying don't short. But you do whatever you want. It's everybody has their own money. How long were you supposed to fast for? I was supposed to do it for 2 days, so 48 hours. I was supposed to have dinner tonight, but I had dinner last night. It happens. I mean, I tried, but it makes it harder when you have 3 little ones that just want to eat, and then of course there's a good meal at the dinner table, and I mean it's hard. It's hard to be like, no, I'm not gonna eat. But I mean, everything is hard, right? Discipline is hard. I should have maybe been more disciplined. Because I said it. Because I said I was gonna do it and I didn't do it. That's why today I'm like, I'm feeling a little bit bad about it. But it was good though. So it's a good way to feel bad, I guess. If that makes sense. 24 hours is enough. I typically do that. Monday to Friday at least. Saturday too though, actually. Just Sundays I kind of ruin it. Anyways, you see what's going on up here with the charts? Like, it could go both ways. Both ways. You could have bought here. You could short here. Where is my entry? I want to buy 21. Okay. Maybe 26, depending what happens around that price, right? If we're just waterfalling, I'm not going to buy. Or that gap fill, 12. The reason why the gap fills are pretty important to fill is because they're kind of like unattended business that the market leaves. Okay. If we go to the new highs right now, we could easily reverse and go fill that imbalance that is left overnight. Okay. You see, this is where we closed yesterday, 1250. Okay. Am I going to be shorting up here to look for the gap fill? No. Maybe if we fail. Nah, I'm not doing it. No, I'm not doing it. No. If we fail down here, if we fail this traps and all this support, then I'll short down here. I'm not doing it. I'm not looking for no gap fill. I'm just saying that we have potential to fill this gap and then go higher. That makes sense to me. But what makes sense to me is not necessarily what will happen. So again, I have my trade idea. I'm going to be waiting patiently. Trading is meant to be boring. Anybody who's trading right now at a market open, they could have already blown up their accounts or they could have made their account for the day. You see this tight range, right? 33 to 48. Does this price represent what happened overnight? It looks different. Very different. How do I make my chart complete? Like it's not showing me the overnight. So if you're on TradingView, again, this one here is Quant Tower, but if you're on TradingView, a lot of people are, and so am I. You go here to this wheel, see that? And then you come down here to the session, you see there electronic trading hours or regular trading hours. Regular is going to show you exactly only what market opened up at, right? And whatever it's going to close at. You go to overnight session, and that is where you're going to find why this move is happening. You will see that the trap was down here. And as a result of this move, which is what I'm looking for, we get this. Unfortunately, it happened at 3 o'clock in the morning. But when that trap sets up during market hours, it is the most wonderful thing that you will ever be on. It's going to be a train that's just going to print and print and print. And there's been cases with my XFAs, and that's probably my best trade. I was in the pool. It was absolutely a gorgeous trade once those trades happened during market hours. But again, this could have been technically a little trap. And I mean, yeah. The point is, not all traps are set up the same, right? You got to be a little bit flexible of how they look. But the ideas are the same. We want to see supports get flushed and reclaimed. So that's my thought process. I want to see this gap get filled so that we have potential to make that new high that we're looking for. Okay. Look at yesterday. Yesterday was kind of, I guess you could say, similar. This is where market closed at yesterday at the 90 price. Okay. Market rallies overnight. Same thing. And then market opens on up and starts a dip to the 97. So it didn't quite fill it. Sometimes it'll fill it. Most of the time it will. And then it had its pretty much ascension after that. And then ends up dipping. This level was key, that 24 level. And then this happens during the day. A lot of choppy shit. So today at open, see how we're opening up here? A little bit of choppy shit, right? I think we might want to go at least fill. We want to attempt the gap fill. I don't know how far we can go. That's why I'm going to try to bid this 24 level. If we can get down here to that 24, I want to take a long off that level. You see, that's my thought process at least. Does that mean I'm going to go short here because I think we're going to go to the 12? I can. Okay. I see the resistance up here at the 48, but I'm not doing it. I am not doing it. I'm not fading the bull today. But if you are considering a trade and you want to basically just test it out on your practice account, or if you if you like the low odds, well, you can take a short here and your stop would be right at that 49 area that I've pretty much already been talking about. Right there. Do I think it's a good trade? That's why I'm not taking it. I don't want to take these. I'm better off waiting for the dip so I can buy the dip. This trend is buy the dip. And that's why people are probably going to be bored, because I'm not going to be trading just random shit. I don't care. I'm going to stick to what I know. And that's how I'm essentially going to be staying green and making profit, real numbers. With a reasonable amount of contracts, right? I know I can go full size and show big numbers, but there's no point. I don't know how to trade this in here. Nothing fancy. I don't want to be short here, buying here. I don't know. There's nothing for me to do here. Like, look at this. We're consolidating, right? Which is a good thing. So if we can consolidate above here, maybe we can flush below quickly and then reclaim this price. Maybe I'll be interested in that. But I just want to see a trap. This wasn't enough of a trap for me. You see all this? There's stops here. There's stops here. There's stops right here. All these longs overnight, they're just printing money right now. So I want to see some get taken out before we can go higher. Will that happen? Probably not. You got to understand the mentality of the market, essentially, right? I think we want to pull back, but I'm not going to short it. This is why trading could actually be very boring. And this is why when I wasn't streaming, I was watching some videos, doing something else, and then I got this crazy idea to do this. But anyways, the point is I can do anything. I don't need to be watching the charts. Watching the charts, it's pretty boring. So, but I can talk about it all day. Like I said, this is a potential trade if you want to have your stop here. This would actually be a better short entry if you were considering short. I wouldn't have shorted here. Here's a better short with your stop just above. Could it work? Yes. I'm not gonna do it. There's no way I'm doing that. Come on, look at this thing. You gonna tell me you found the top? Nah, I'm not confident in that. It is a combine though. I could take it for the, but I'm not doing it. I'm not being stupid anymore. I'm gonna trade the way I know how to trade. Could take it, but I'm not gonna do it. Don't do it. It's a stupid trade. Look at that trade. It just wants to go higher. This thing wants to make new highs. 57 something is the new high. Exactly. I don't know where the top is. I don't think anybody knows where the top is. So instead of just trying to find the top, just buy the dip. Look over here. First dip. It was buyable dip. Continues higher. Instead of looking for shorts, just look for the dip. Even here, look at all these wicks that we dip. You could have bought them. I could have bought them. Buy the dip. It's back in play. The problem is that works until it doesn't. I want to see a rug pull. I want to see this thing sell and then go higher. Come on. We wait patiently. The only way I would consider buying at the very, very top is very simple idea. Okay. This is, I'm going to go into the regular time frame. All right. I'm going to show you something. Again, price is around there. We'll see. If it starts ripping, I'll put it back. I just want to go through some history. Okay. This is a 2-minute. Maybe I should have done this on this screen until I find it. Okay. So this was a high. Okay. This was the high that we were trying to break above. When we finally break above it, you could essentially take a long, and it's almost a risk-free long. It gives you some profit and then pulls back to retest, and then it just continues on higher. This was a previous high as well. When we finally back test, we continue on higher. What I'm trying to say is that if right now we understand that the all-time high is at 57, it's a risky play. 57.75 is the current all-time high. On my other chart is green, so I'm going to put this green. That's the current all-time high. If we can get to it, okay, and then essentially break above it, you see how right now that resistance is right here. I want to take a long just slightly above it, so around 58, 58.25. It's a risky trade, yes, but I think honestly, it's, in my opinion, the better trade out of this. I've taken those trades already, so I'm talking from experience. When you buy that breakout of the current high, there's been times where I buy, well, in the past month where we're breaking to a new high, and it's rewarded me pretty heavily, quickly. Because that's the thing, when you're making a new high and the market has enough momentum to reach it and break it, it's a squeeze. It's a short squeeze, because everybody who's been short the past couple of days, you know where their stops are at. It's above 57.75, right? 50. The same way you're thinking about this on a small scale, imagine this being the all-time high. Where would their stops be? Somewhere above, depending who the player is and how big their stops are, it's above. So the market at that point has liquidity or orders to go and get above it. So when that happens, I'm riding that momentum to go get those stops. And then their stops and their losses serve as my gain. But here at 46, we're just below the high at 57. You know, like, iffy. If that makes sense. But you buy the dip. Buying the dip is better. Don't be trying to pick tops. Just I know you mentioned that you were short before. I'm not trying to tell you what to do either. It's your money. I'm just trying to be helpful, I guess. But don't try to pick tops. I'm waiting for an entry at the 12, maybe 26. If I can get that entry, that would be best. Am I gonna get it? Probably not, and that's okay. Trading is not meant to be taken like the more you can get away from the mentality of you coming into your computer every morning thinking that you need to trade, the better. Get away from that mentality. There's been days where I shouldn't trade, and I know I shouldn't trade, but because I want to make money, I'll make a trade and I'll lose money. And because I lose on that first trade, I will essentially blow up that day. And it doesn't come out good. It's not good for the XFAs. It's not good for even a combine. I know these things are $67, whatever it is Canadian, but it doesn't matter. I can spend $67 better ways than just trying to blow this thing up one shot. Don't be shorting this. That's my point. Short weakness. It's better. That day when I was buying, that was weakness. I don't know if you noticed. I was buying supports. I bought the first support and then it just sold right after it. That is weakness. Okay. And that's where I should have been more flexible that day to essentially be able to spot that we were on a downtrend that day. Like it was better to be selling the bounce at that point. Today's a very different day. I learned from that experience. Hopefully, I can grow more as a trader from that experience. And I believe I have. So that's only going to make me even better. But today, I'm not shorting nothing. If I get my entries, great. If I don't, well, so be it. I'll be done streaming at 11. And then whatever happens until from now and then happens. I don't know if you were here for the part where I was talking about how I got this message from somebody that they said that I was paper trading, apparently. So, if in case you missed it or anybody, well, that's the new account from TopStep that I am on right now. There is no data as this was purchased yesterday. I will be trading this today. Today's the first day, so no stats. I got a message saying that I was paper trading, so now I'm putting this up here right now. There's no way that I can fake this unless you're saying that I'm somehow editing this thing. Well, I mean, fuck. I don't know what else to do at that point. There's the account number that we're trading right there. All right. And then there's the exact same account right there on my Quant Tower. So if you don't believe me, well, then I can't do nothing. I can't help you. This thing wants new highs. Oh my gosh, I'm going to miss it. I should have bought that 40, that 33 right here. Come on. I wanted to see some more consolidation. If I was going to buy in this area, I want to see some more price congestion. Something like this. If something like this had happened, I would have definitely bought it. Like something like this. A nice tight trend, but candles getting smaller, not candles getting bigger. You see here, how price is like congesting? That's what I want to see. Here it's not really quite the same setup. If we had congested and candles are like consolidating within that area, then I'm excited to be taking longs of this area. But not right now. I'll be back. I gotta run to the washroom. Yeah, I was. I was on mute. But like I'm saying, if you want to ask something or if you want to, I don't know, like feel free. I'm not gonna be trading up here. I could. It's more of a short to me, but I'm not gonna do it. I don't know if you heard. I told somebody messaged me saying I was paper trading. There's my goddamn Top Step account. Okay, this is the new one. All right, and that account matches with my account here. Okay, I don't have time to be paper trading. I don't know who the hell even messages that, but I should be with my XFAs. I just want to get more comfortable here first, and then we will get along with XFAs, and I'll get on with my other accounts. But this is easy peasy. We gotta get $1,500 today. I'm just waiting for that setup. That's right. Haters gonna hate. I just don't know if now they're gonna say that I somehow photoshopped this thing. God damn. If I can Photoshop all that, I'm in the wrong business. I should just be a designer or something. But anyways, this thing wants to go higher. It's fucking frustrating because, come on, you wake up in the morning and you see the market has rallied all night. Like, for me to basically just hop in, I could have maybe there. I thought about it, but Come on. This thing, whatever. It would have better on paper account to buy another combine. It would have, yeah, correct. Correct. Hey, so you traded more than me. You said you were short. I don't know. I don't know if you have any more ideas for what you're planning to do today, or but you see the way it's moving. I'm so tempted to just buy at the first dip, but the moment you decide to do that's the moment that this thing will actually start pulling back. We're building this kind of trend, right? You how? Oh no, you can't overtrade in this range. Gotta take it easy. If anything, buy. Like out of the two, it's not showing it. You think they didn't notice? No, they noticed for sure. They like on Top Step, the way it works is so this is my account, right? Let's say I would make $1,000 right now on my trading platform, right? So let's assume that I make this trade, I make $1,000. It's not gonna show here until later. You're only gonna see the balance after 6 o'clock. So 6, maybe not even. I mean, at 6:30 or 7 o'clock is when you're actually gonna see this start to be being built. So over here right now, you're not gonna know. You're not gonna know anything. No information. Oh, even on TradeAway? Were you on a paper account by any chance? You gotta double check that. Because maybe what you did here, so on your trading panel, you see this is your trading panel, right? So let's assume that that's your trading panel. You have your quant tower, right? This is my interactive brokers. I have that there. But anyway, so let's assume you were on the whatever account, right? Over here is where you can see your account is gonna say whatever Top Step, or maybe I don't know who the broker you're trading is with, right? TradeAway. But on over here is the account. This is the two accounts that I have with paper trading, right? I have this one, and then I have this one. So maybe you are doing on the practice account. You might want to double check that. Maybe you were trading on the paper account and you lost on the paper account, which at that point, yes, it would have not counted for towards your combine. And if that's the case, yeah, if that's the case, well, that's lucky, I guess. So double check that. Make sure you're on the right account. There has been times where I've actually made money and I've been freaking trading all day on the practice account. So that's why I think they took it out actually, but that happened to me when I was new. So that's how I know that maybe that's what happened to you, or just being careful about which account you're on. You know what's funny actually on this competition? I don't know if you guys know. It's kind of interesting. So the TradingView has this competition where whoever makes the most money is getting like 10,000. They have different prizes. All I did was buy, and I'm up $621. It is nowhere near what the guy who's actually trading it full time is make. I think he's made like 3,000 or 5,000 last time I checked. But all I did with this thing, I just bought. That's all I did. Just buy. And then with my paper account, like my paper account, I am up 45,000. How amazing would that be if I bought it with my real account? Look at this. I bought this back in February the 23rd. That's how confident I was in this buy. This is a paper account. This is a paper account, okay? Don't be whoever that guy was that told me I was paper trading. This is a real paper account, okay? You can see that right there. Trading View, paper trading. Okay? This was just for fun and giggles, okay? There's nothing serious about it. So relax, all right? But anyways, yeah. You were on the paper account. See, I told you. I told you. I that's happened to me too. That's happened to me like more than once. More than once. And talk about luck. That's right. That's right. That's happened to me already too. And in your case, it worked out. On my case, it didn't because I was actually up that day. I was pretty new. And it was the first day that I was up like 500. My very first day I finished with 500 just to realize that I was on a paper account. And yeah, I was more pissed off about thinking, yeah, but remembering that I traded on a paper account. Even my wife, after a while, she would be like, yeah, make sure that today you're on the right account. And I would double check, and sometimes I was on the paper account. But you see, that's lucky. That is lucky. But trust me, they noticed if you did it on your combine, so just be careful. I don't know how you did that, but hey, it's good. And that should tell you a warning sign, okay? Take it easy today. Let the combine be for now, right? Replan, re-look at what you did right, what you did wrong. There's both ways to looking at it. With these accounts, not really. The only way there's a glitch, you'll know because you're not gonna be able to trade at all. One more half an hour. Let's see if we can get to that 57. A glitch and tops didn't see you plug up. No, they'll know. But that was lucky. Lucky. Let's see what kind of day it is. I'm into this numerology stuff a little bit. Let's see what kind of day it is today. Fuck, yesterday was an 8th day. Look, I said I'm into this numerology stuff a little bit, okay? I don't know if it has anything to do with it, but I just opened up my phone and I quickly realized that I got my kids' pictures on there. So I'm not going to show you, but look at the day it is. I don't know. I don't know. Correct. Oh my gosh, is this thing gonna really break to get to the all-time highs right now or what? I was waiting for my setup all morning. See, there you go. Maybe that's got something to do with it. I don't know. It saved you. It kept you out of trouble one time. I would consider that already lucky. Or was it just that it's your day to be lucky? And numerology stuff works. I don't know. I believe a little bit, but I just find that, or is it coincidence? Who knows? Anyways, so this is the all-time high, 57.75. For me to take a nice long off there, I want to see something for me to feel good about this. Maybe if we break this trend, nah, I'm not doing it. Nah, I was gonna say maybe if we dip below and then we reclaim it, then maybe. But god damn, look at this thing. All night long, it's just what a ripper. What a ripper. And look at the bottom. You see that? You should engrave this picture in your memory. This is what you want to trade right there. After that, it becomes a little bit more dicey, but nonetheless, you are in an uptrend. We're in an uptrend. It doesn't even, I don't even see a way to buy this thing besides just YOLO. YOLO, baby. YOLO. Well, today it played to be stupid for me. Not sure exactly what you mean by if it worked out in your favor, that's great. The lucky 7. Come on. Let's get a trade in here. I want to get this account up today, but it's not going to happen like this. We're just on an uptrend, clear uptrend, but I just don't want to be buying this right now. And then you already know what's going to happen. It's going to continue to go higher. But then you cannot short because, well, how do you know that this is going to be the reversal candle? So I'm just going to wait for price to do something for me. I want to see this thing sell back down, maybe take out these stops, right? And then bounce from there. But the way it's moving right now, I'm not trying to call the top, okay, by any means. I'm just saying it's looking a little bit exhausted. It's looking a little bit like tired, but I could be basically the market can shut me up right away by giving a boner candle right now. But we're coming onto the highs. We're looking a little bit tired, and maybe we want to dip a little bit. That's what I think. I could be entirely wrong. So that's why I don't have a trade. When I don't have a clear read on the market, when I'm just sitting here for long, trying to imply my bias on the market because I think it looks weak, that has nothing to do with trading. Thinking and feelings got nothing to do with trading. So I'm going to stay out of it. Bringing up my 3 charts. NQ, it's just on the same run up. The dollar's finally maybe starting to get a nice sell. Maybe starting to sell now. I don't know. Maybe now ES and NQ start pushing. But I just don't like this on the SPY. Look at the market. This is in general the S&P 500. Look at that massive gap to the downside. And then the all-time high is just above. I mean, I don't know. I don't see a good trade for me here. Maybe the afternoon will be the ripper. I don't know. I'm going to stream maybe another 10, 20 minutes and that's it. By the way, like I said, if we do break above that 57.75 area, I might take a long. It's a very risky long, so just be wary of that. Understand that. Okay. Probably wouldn't work, but I do like sometimes those breakouts from the all-time highs. Sometimes they can pay you. So I'm going to just take one. I'm not going to be going in full size. I'm just going to take one, and we'll see how that plays out. Because I know that everybody at the all-time highs are going to be shorting, right? So because I know that a lot of people are going to be short, there's going to be a lot of stops above it. And when there's a lot of stops above it, it's beautiful because this thing continues to rip, right? That's the idea. The question is, can we get there? Can we get there? Today is good for those people that are very strong-willed. You could have just bought at any dip. It would have worked. Would have been paying you. And here I am, waiting for some setup that is the one that started all this move. Probably not going to happen anymore. But I was just hoping for a dip, but we never got it. Unbelievable. It's okay. We got a plan. We got that plan at that 57.75. If we can break above it, I am interested in a long, okay, not a short. Everybody's coming onto the high right now and getting ready with their shorts and puts, put contracts. Okay, look at that. The all-time high is sitting right there. Right there. Oh my goodness. Wow. You guys might just witness a little bit of history right now. Look at the all-time high. We are coming so close to it. Look at it. It's so close. It's so close. You can almost taste it. It's right there. All right, we're going back to this chart. Yeah, it is. Every 3 months, the contracts expire, and therefore you must roll over to the new contracts. So yeah, everybody will be. Okay, this is the all-time high right now, one tick away. So where I want to get long is that 58. If we can get a nice breakout of that area, because I already know everybody's shorting here, right? I'm already long. Let's see what happens here. Again, I'm looking for that breakout because I understand that there's liquidity up there, right? It's either we're going to get denied. It's a very risky trade, extremely risky, okay? I could have been buying all these dips. Right now, I'm just betting that there's all the stops right above it, okay? There's a bunch of stops above it, and I think the market is either going to go get them or it's going to get denied and it's going to start finally a dip that we've been waiting for all day. So it's a risky trade, very risky. Do not be taking this unless you can see and understand the way price moves out of these things. Okay, I'll be out very quickly if this thing doesn't want to go. But above 57, I am good. 56, I'm still good. Come on, it's got to keep going. It's got to keep going. I don't like how it's not really going. Like I said, it needs to break out of this. We are right at that high. You can see that on the 5-minute. All-time high right now, 57.75. We are going back above that 58 area, which is good for me. That's exactly what I want to see. Do not take this trade, all right? I can understand. I've been in these for a long time. Not a long time. I've traded these highs when many times. It's not my first time trading at new highs, so I understand what I want to see. When price is doing when price is breaking above new highs, I need to see certain things happen so that I can stay in it, or else I got to get out of it, right? But I don't really think right now we are going to be selling back down yet. Because you got to understand, there's a lot of shorts piling on here. There's a lot of shorts piling on here right now. Lots of them. And very simple to understand why. Well, we're at the all-time highs, right? So there's going to be a lot of resistance here. Pretty simple to understand that, right? See that? Previous high on a 30-minute time frame. See that right here? This is the current all-time high, that green line. So right now we got to squeeze out of this so we can squeeze all these shorts, because you need to understand that there's liquidity up here. The market is finally getting this liquidity after days of trapping. Okay, so it's either we're gonna rip to make a new high, or we're just gonna get denied the same way this prick got denied here. Okay, I was hoping for a pullback so that we can continue and then the move becomes better, but we didn't get it. So this is a risky trade for me, but I'm willing to take it because we're at new highs. Look at that. This is the 30-minute time frame that we're on. What a fucking squeeze, man. I gotta use that. Wow, what a ripper. Any bear who thought that that was it is completely getting destroyed. But come on, we gotta start pushing. We like the first candle is what kind of tells me a lot after we break above it right here. The first candle right after we break a new high is the teller. We either gonna come back or we're gonna start ripping. One or the other. We cannot just hold like this. There's a lot of liquidity up there. I don't even want to see bookmap. I don't need to see no fancy crap. I just need to see how this candle is going to play out. As long as we stay above my entry from here on out, we are going to see a nice push higher, in my opinion. Again, do not be taking this trade, please. All right, I can be out. The stream is delayed too. You got to understand. I could be green right now. I could be out in the next second. You wouldn't know about it. Come on, keep pushing. This thing's going to start ripping. This thing's going to start ripping. First pit stop is going to be 72. If we can continue. Why 72? Look at the hourly candle. This is my hourly chart I got pulled up here. We have that pivot point at that 71 area right there. So if we're going to continue to rip right now, right out of the all-time high right here, we're getting back into my medium core trend line. So we got potential to push to that 71 first. That's the first quick pit stop right here. So if I'm going to take profit, well, it's going to have to be around that 71 for sure, if I'm still long by then. But this thing is, you see on the 15-minute time frame, there's that pivot right at that 61 area. So is it coincidence we're getting denied there? I don't know, but I just want to stay on top of this trade because I do not want it to come back lower. It's not doing it. It's not doing it. Come on, it's gotta push. We cannot go back into it. We go back into it, we start a nice sell. I probably should consider taking myself out here. I'm out. Yeah. I don't like how it's either we're gonna go or we're not gonna go. It's one or the other. Okay, I take myself out of it. I understand it's a risky trade, but whatever. Watch it now rip. Fuck. Usually these things they go. All right? They don't diddle around like this. Usually they're just supposed to rip. But I didn't get it. Didn't happen. So I'm going to stay on the safe side with this because I understand that we're at the new highs. And if she doesn't want to go to new highs, like, well, then she doesn't. This is the current all-time high, 57.75, I think it was, right? 58.50 is not a convincing new high for me. We needed to basically just pop. And we're not getting that pop. So it is what it is. I'm going to wait. I'm going to play it safe. Not a big deal. We're down 50 bucks on that. It's nothing. Maybe if it rips and then we can consolidate above it, maybe that's a trade. I don't know. I still think she wants to probably go. That 30-minute. Let's see. Still 10 minutes on that candle. I don't know. I think she wants to go. I might have fucked myself up here by taking myself out. But it's okay. I wasn't going to trade like in general. But like I said, if we make a new high, then I'm interested in trading it. But not like this. It's got to go or it's not going to go. One or the other. You want to give this another stab long? The dollar's just continuing to sell. 58, 59. Eh. Oh well. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna sit it out. I'd rather lose the 50 bucks than to be here still holding potentially. And then they rug pull this thing and it just sells. I was just thinking of a short, believe it or not, right here. I'm like, if we go back into that range, 57, that's not good then. It's the opposite of what I was talking about, right? We're either going to rip or more shorts are piling on, if that makes sense. I'm going to wait. I don't want to fade the bull, but we are at those all-time highs. We should have squeezed a little bit better. That's not a good kind of first reaction when you make a new high. And that's exactly to my point that I wanted to see a pullback first before we get up here. Because once we get up here, we're already tired. Market's already tired from just pushing, right? Unless it's going to be a really amazing day, then fuck, this thing's just going to reverse and continue to go higher. But it's better, in my opinion, for it to have pulled back, but it didn't. It never did. We still got to remember that 57.75 is going to be key, right? We're at 56.50, so we're just below the high. We're falling back into the range. You can see that here. You see the 15-minute chart? That's the all-time high. We basically touched that pivot almost, and then we are going back into the range. So that's not the best of pictures when you're making a new high, in my opinion, because then if we do reverse, you can see the all-time high here, the previous one. We're going to be leaving this other hourly candle with a wick, okay? And that's resistance. And not just that, this could potentially reverse, right? So it could get ugly. That's why I was thinking about a short, but I just, fuck, man. After 2 days of shorting, I'm like, nah. We'll see. Let's see what happens. I just hope this thing does something. Like anything. Just don't freaking... It's hard to trade when the market's just like this. There's no setups. All it is just price printing higher. So you either go YOLO trade and buy the dip, or you stay out of it. One or the other. Yes, ESA, I don't know if I said already, ESH is going to be changing. I don't know exactly for what. On TradingView, you should have the contracts already. I'm not changing yet. Maybe only next week. But yes, next week, ES changes. Man, that sure would have kind of been not a bad idea up there. Back into the range. But I'm gonna follow my own advice. You don't short new highs. You do not short new highs. Could we really just bounce from here, right now? I don't know. Well, come on. Give me something. Flush, a support. Freaking do anything. Maybe we take another stab long at... We'll see. It's got to hold, I think, that 49 area. Or 47 area. Let me see what happens here. It's holding 54 so far. It's got to hold 49. That's the previous 15-minute candle low. So we wouldn't want price to be going below that. Yeah, we don't want price below 49. That's for sure. I'm going to take one more stab long here. Just one last one if we can get it. We can't go below 49. So my real stop should be at 49, but I'm going to keep this pretty tight. Just to see if we can pop right off the first level of support. And then maybe continue on running to the real targets. We'll see. If they flip the 15-minute candle green, that'll be the best case scenario. So we got to get above 59, in other words. We got to get above 59 right here. At that point, we'll be flipping this candle green, the 15-minute candle. And that would be the best possible outcome for me right now. The weak bounce so far, not great. We have 2 minutes left. So if we can't turn it around in this candle, I'm going to get out. You can see here, this is what I'm looking at. This is the 15-minute, right? If we can flip this 15-minute candle green, we can start pushing above. This was just a little pullback, and we're going to continue on with the trend. So now we need to hold basically that low, and most importantly, this low. But for my case, we need to hold this low. And we need to flip this candle green. We have 1.5 minutes left on this candle. So we need to start going, or else we're officially going to have that candle right at that top, right below the all-time high. So again, I'm keeping just a close eye. We need to get back above 58. Or most importantly, above the new high, which is 57.75. We'll see. The next minute will tell the future. I'm either going to take myself out if it's not going to continue to run, or it's going to sell off right now. And then probably that'll be it for me today. Nothing too crazy. I'm going to wait. We got to start pushing. If we're going to turn this 15-minute candle around, we got to get going. $30 seconds left. Maybe she wants to finally pull back, so gonna wait just a little bit more. 23 seconds. 23 seconds left. I'm gonna give us just a little bit more time. Not a big deal. Let's see if this trend can continue. Not a good close for me on that candle. I'm gonna get out. I don't want it anymore. Not liking the action today. I'm not feeling it, so could easily start ripping now. I just don't like how that candle closed. You see this 15-minute candle, not the greatest close. If we had flipped it and pushed above that pivot, that would have been the best scenario, but it didn't happen. So maybe now the best case is just waiting for it to get above and then making that into support. That's probably what I'll be waiting for now. I'm going to probably end the stream now. It's already 11. That's enough streaming before I stay here and I do more trades. Pretty much for me, this is considering break even. It's minus 50. That's what, 1 point. So it's nothing major. I'm going to be waiting for a better setup. I didn't get my setup, so we wait until the next setup comes our way. like I said, I was hoping for a nice pullback all day, because then this is exactly what happens. Like, we get to the new high, we make a new high in theory, but like, is this a convincing new high right above 57.75 for what, 1 point, 2 points? Not convincing enough for me. I think I should have taken that short like I was thinking up here. And yeah, but anyways, I'm gonna end the stream now. I will be just waiting and watching to see what's gonna happen later on in the afternoon. Potentially, maybe if we can get a dip finally, maybe we can potentially do something like this. So buy 46, 40 area, maybe. I'm still not even interested in those areas, to be honest with you. I'm mainly interested in the 30 area and maybe that 21 area. This is just not, I mean, you could YOLO this trade short for sure, which just got denied at the all-time high, or you could YOLO it long. It could work out in either way. So I don't have a setup. I didn't get my setup. Look at it since market open. I know we have this one dip, and then after that, I mean, it was just candle after candle grinding higher, right? So I didn't take this short right at the breakdown and basically failed breakout to the upside, because it is turning out to be a failed breakout. And part of the reason why we are failing to break out to new highs massively, I think, has to do with the fact that, look at this. This thing has just been a train going up all the way since 3:10 in the morning. Like, sooner or later, this thing has to dip, right? I mean, that's typically how the market works. But this is my cup of tea setup right here. This is the setup I was waiting for, something like that. I didn't get it, so I'm not going to overtrade inside of a range that just wants to go higher. And the same way that's set up, like I said, try to put that in your head, right? This could be considered a trap to the upside. So do you see how we trap basically the bulls above it? We attempt to break out above the new high. We are now rolling over, right? So again, I have experience trading this. So for me, once I see the action going like this, I take myself out. It's not a big deal. It's a risky trade, right? You got to understand how it works. And if we had pushed, as I've been long already many times at the breakout of previous highs, and we get a nice run up, like it becomes a massive run up of just basically taking out stops, right? I didn't quite get that this time around. So it is what it is. We could start selling from here, or we can start ripping from here. It's a coin toss for me. So I'm going to stay out of it when I am unsure. So anyways, thank you for watching. I will keep updated everybody on Twitter if you are following, to see what this journey leads with the combine, and then getting into the XFA, and then finally taking the payout live. Everything I've already taken payouts, but I haven't done it from scratch to end via stream, so I will do that. I'm attempting that later. Don't overtrade. And now I know you got lucky with that paper one, okay? So now make sure you're on the right one, but do not be overtrading. This thing wants to go higher. The question is, can we first get a dip so that we have more fuel to go higher? Right here, it's a coin toss. Could go either way. Anyways, in my opinion, I think we want to go lower after this failed breakout. Yeah. But hey, do whatever you want. I'm not, I manage my funds the way I want. You do whatever works for you. But thank you for watching. I will see you guys probably tomorrow or later on in the afternoon if I do stream. I don't know.